Hello and welcome to another video from WhatAcca.com. We're looking ahead to the games that take place on the 28th, 29th and 30th of December in the Premier League. We're recording this on Boxing Day, so obviously there are going to be matches played today and tomorrow, which will probably have a bearing on the odds and probably would have more of a bearing on our selections. But we're going to make these selections without taking into account the football that hasn't been played, going through the coupon. Hopefully most of these matches will go ahead and we'll hopefully have some accumulator bets for you over at WhatAcca.com. Make sure you're signed up for the free emails that are coming your way. We had both teams to score winner before Christmas. We've got a big WhatAcca ready for Boxing Day, and hopefully we'll have a few festive winners. So let's dive into the action starting on Tuesday the 28th of December. Arsenal take on Wolves. It's a lunchtime kickoff and we're going to go for under 2.5 goals. Wolves' recent defensive record has been excellent. Jose Sarr has been magnificent in goal. They've only conceded 2 goals in 7 matches at the time of recording. And that was against Liverpool and Manchester City. So we can be confident that Wolves will make life difficult for Arsenal defensively. Arsenal are also fairly solid at the back, and Wolves don't have a huge amount of cutting edge going up top. Raul Jimenez has struggled for goals this season, as has the rest of the team. So under 2.5 goals seems like the most obvious play here. Arsenal might win the game, but it's most likely to be by quite a slender victory. It wouldn't surprise us if Arsenal won by a single goal. Crystal Palace take on Norwich, and we're going to go for a draw in this game. Crystal Palace have got a few COVID issues, which nearly saw their game at Tottenham called off on Boxing Day, but they did play that match. It's a big ask for them to play 2 days later after the sort of having to get all their players ready, and a lot of them are apparently missing. So we think Dean Smith's side can go to Selhurst Park and grind out a draw. Palace are not really home bankers in the Premier League this season, and Norwich have improved defensively, although they have struggled to score the goal. Draw looks like the best value here. Southampton clash with Tottenham. Tottenham look really bright against Liverpool just before Christmas when drawing 2-2. They really could have had a victory in that game given the number of big chances that were created. And we think that they can go to St Mary's and get a win here. Ralph Hasenhüttl's team are fairly solid. They're a decent enough side, but we just think that Tottenham are improving at a rate of knots under Antonio Conte, and a victory here could be on the cards for a fairly fresh Tottenham team who didn't play a lot of football in the weeks leading up to Christmas due to postponements. Watford clash with West Ham United on Tuesday, and we're going to go for both teams to score. Yes, Watford have been a fairly hard team to predict this season, and that hasn't really changed under Claudio Ranieri. They are capable of scoring goals. They do have an attacking cut and thrust, but they also are porous at the back, and we think West Ham can get back to scoring ways here, whether or not Mikel Antonio is on the score sheet, Jared Bowen or somebody else within the team. We can't be too convinced that West Ham will win this game at Vicarage Road, given that they've had a sort of real shortage of goals, but we think that both teams to score, yes, looks like a reasonable play here. Leeds clashed with Aston Villa at Ellen Road in the tea time kickoff on Tuesday. We're going to go for the draw in this game. Aston Villa have made a fantastic start under Steven Gerrard. He won't be in the dugout for this match, and that might have a slight bearing on their overall performance of the visitors. Leeds are struggling, admittedly, and they do have a fairly threadbare squad at the moment. But Aston Villa, it must be remembered that they were really struggling with the same group of players before Gerrard took over, and they're not quite sort of to be relied on to go to Ellen Road in these sort of matches and win the game. Ollie Watkins does look sharp as attack going forward, and defensively they're strong, but we think Leeds will work hard and potentially grind out a precious point in this clash. Leicester City clash with Liverpool at the King Power Stadium on Tuesday night. We're going to go for Liverpool to win and both teams to score. The Foxes have looked quite vibrant in the recent weeks, and that's mainly to do with the fact that James Maddison has kicked on and starting to demonstrate the footballer that we all expected him to become when he first signed for Leicester. He's overcome some of his injury problems, but there's no denying that Leicester continue to be suspect at the back. The clean sheets have been fairly scarce for the Foxes this season, and we think Liverpool can take full advantage. Liverpool didn't have a match on Boxing Day, so they will be relatively fresh for this game. And we think that obviously with Mohamed Salah and Diogo Jota in such excellent scoring form, although Liverpool themselves they were very open in their recent game at Tottenham. So Liverpool to win, both teams to score for that one. We move on to the games on Wednesday, starting with Chelsea against Brighton and Hove Albion. We're going to go for under 2.5 goals in this game. Chelsea will look to tighten up defensively after a few ricks in the last few weeks where they've been sort of conceding goals. The three at the London Stadium spring to mind, but they haven't turned into this leaky defensive team all of a sudden. And Thomas Tuchel, I'm sure, will be at pains to address the defensive side of things, which served them so well when he first took over. Brighton are generally involved in low-scoring clashes. They've been struggling for wins for virtually most of the season since those first few matches, but they are capable of running a tight ship at the back, and we think any Chelsea victory could be a fairly low-scoring one here. Brentford clash with Manchester City in the other game on Wednesday, and we're going to go for Manchester City to win and both teams to score no. So City to win without conceding a goal. They really have stepped up a gear in the last few weeks. They didn't give Newcastle that much of a sniff at St James's Park in their match before Christmas. Ruben Dias is continuing to excel in the central defensive position, whether he's partnered by Aymeric Laporte or John Stones. Obviously, João Cancelo is getting a lot of headlines for the right reasons, and City just have that squad depth, which is going to serve them well during the festive period. Brentford can't sort of boast the same, unfortunately, but and we're just not sure that they're going to fashion a huge number of chances. They drew a blank against Chelsea in the EFL Cup just before Christmas, and we're not sure that there's going to be a huge amount of joy against a City defence who look absolutely watertight at the moment. City to win, both teams to score no. Everton clash with Newcastle. We're going to go for Newcastle draw no bet in this game. Everton haven't really convinced under Rafael Benitez in recent weeks. Neither of Newcastle, admittedly, but Eddie Howe's side have started to show some attacking cut and thrust. They were in the game at Anfield for quite a large chunk of the match before getting beaten by Manchester City, which really was down to some poor defensive mistakes that were made in the first half of that game. But they always carried an attacking threat, and we just think that Newcastle draw no bet. There's I think the mood is fairly optimistic still within the camp at St James's Park, and I think if they were able to get the first goal on the board, then the atmosphere all of a sudden at Goodison Park changes, and we think Newcastle draw no bet offers a decent value here. Last but not least is the clash at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Burnley. Feels like ages since we saw Manchester United in action. We're going to go for Man United to win and both teams to score no. We're not sure that Burnley will carry a huge amount of attacking threat in this game. It's clear that Ralph Rangnick has taken pains to organise a Manchester United team who were at 6s and 7s under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They had a couple of 1-0 victories in recent weeks, with beating Palace 1-0 and Norwich at Carrow Road as well by the same scoreline. So it seems improbable that United won't find the net in this game, but we just think they'll be able to shut out a Burnley side who are so short on goals really at the moment, and we're not expecting for them to see a lot of the ball or create a huge number of chances, which means they won't have many shots on target. So United to win, both teams to score no. Those are the 10 predictions for the games that take place between the 28th and the 30th of December in the Premier League. Hopefully the majority of these games will be on. We'll keep sort of visiting WhatAcca.com and make sure you sign up for those emails. We'll have plenty of Acca tips coming over the next few days, and they may well include some of the selections that we outlined here. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas, guys, and I'll be in touch soon with another video. So take care for now. Cheers now. Bye.